Hi everybody, welcome on in. Crystal here, also known as Skuldsbane all over the internet. Welcome to my little corner of the web. Today we are doing a floss tube. I believe it's floss tube 15, 14 or 15. I have it written down, but I don't have the book open, so I don't know. Not a whole lot to show today. I've only worked on 4 projects in the last 2 weeks because my brain went and steered off into the distance. For those of you who don't know, floss tube is something that's mostly about embroidery cross stitch mainly. So I'm going to be talking about the 4 cross stitch projects that I have worked on. For those of you who are new here, thank you for coming in. Hello. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Hello. I'm obviously still not on my ADD meds again. I'm still looking for a job. I've had a couple more interviews. But enough of that for right now. Let's get into stitching. The first thing that I say the first thing, but one of the things, I don't know what order I worked on anything. I started one of the other stockings. All of these stockings, there's 5 stockings in all. All of them are the kits, the dimensions kits. This is the Holy Night stocking. This is the one that I'm doing for my sister-in-law. And I just got a little start on this guy. I was watching a hockey game, and because hockey, I was very distracted, but I got the pencil outline done for the stocking, and I got some blue up in the corner. Very top. So that's my little start there. I am having to rethink my plans for the stockings. The original idea was to have all 5 stockings done by the end of this year to be used. But because of a few things that have been happening recently, which are of a great and mighty concern to me personally, I don't know that they're going to get done. So I might have to rethink that, but that's my one little bitty start there. Let's see, next thing that I worked on, I am doing a stitch along. Started on January 4th, which is my spawning day. I wasn't born, I spawned. At least I claim so. And it's hashtag spawning Sal. And I'm working on the Sally Creatus sampler. The theme for this year's spawning Sal is to build a house. I want to live in a house. Help me build a house. And it does have a house on it. I haven't gotten to the house yet, but I did get to the point in the alphabet where I got to change colors and letters, which was exciting. I am actually really enjoying how the colors are showing up on this. It's not showing very well. I mean, you're seeing through it, and I don't have a board or anything. Do I have a piece of paper? Not handy. Where would I have a piece of paper handy? Here, let me fold. If I fold it, there we go. So the colors are actually showing up really well. I did exchange the colors. I did my own color conversion for this. And then there is the green, and this is actually the lighter green. So I did do my own color conversion on this. I am using the Ver A Soie silks, and I'll put the information on the color conversion down below if you're interested in doing that with me. The sampler, the pattern as it's written, as it's charted, has the faded colors because it is an old sampler and it's a reproduction. I love how a lot of them turn out. They're freaking gorgeous. I would rather have, for some of them especially, I would rather have something that's brighter, that's what I think would be more what the colors would have been when they were first stitched, and so that's what I'm doing with this one. So, and again, I'll have that down below. Let's see, what else did I work on? Oh, here we go. Excuse me, I just burped. I'm so sorry. I've been working on the Heaven and Earth Designs Stitch Along for this year 2025 Stitch Along. This is the Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. He was a weird little dude who did a lot of weird little art. Plugging along. It looks pretty darn okay to me. Look at that. I'm still amused by the little naked dude up there. I've got some weird plant there. The little naked dude is right there. You can kind of see him up there. And I'm actually plugging along. This is the first section of, and this is huge and will be cut way down. Way down. But this is the first section, and that's the first almost 2 pages complete, I think. Hold on. I've got Pattern Keeper right here. Excuse me while I do things. Where are we at? Garden of Earthly Delights, 29.22%. So it's not quite a third of the way done with the first part. But I'm so proud of myself. If I could turn it the right way up. I am so proud of myself. This is the first time that I have done tent stitch. This is the first time that I have done parking. This is my first Heaven and Earth designs, and it's my first time working on a 25 count. First time working in diagonals. So there's a lot of firsts on this, and I honestly have fallen in love with the way that it's working up. So I started another project. Number one, because my brain was not allowing me to do anything else. Just can't. I just can't. And number two, because I needed a distraction from everything that's been happening. Let me open this back up. Excuse me as I do things on Pattern Keeper again. Behave. Behave. You're not behaving. Why aren't you behaving? Oh, you're being a patootie. Technology loves me. Saying. There we go. So I started because I was not able to think at all properly. I started, what is the name of this? I just did that and didn't even look at the name. The Beauty in the Underworld. And this is by Ada Jose Rosa, charted by Stitches So Beautiful. And I'm doing this one on the 25 count also, and in diagonal and in tent stitch. My tent stitch on the 25 count is 2/1 on both of these pieces. And I started this because I had like 3 skeins of 30-10, and I just needed something that I could do. My brain was not working, and I needed something that I could do that was somewhat brainless, because once you get started, it's just fill in and fill in and fill in, especially with this one. So, this is where I've started the upper right hand corner. This is where I've gotten so far. This fabric, again, is huge. So that's where I'm at. That's all 310. That is about a skein and a half. That is 4,492 stitches, or 3.64% of the design itself. I started with the 310 because huge blocks, because I had it, because no brain. Let me show you, and I have this set so that I can show you how much 310 is in this design. So I have it so that only the 310 is highlighted, and oh, glaring nasty. Only the 310 is highlighted. Yeah, there's a lot there. I'm sorry that it's not showing up very well. I think it has to do with the lighting in here. Yeah, that's how much 310, there we go. That's slightly better. That's how much 310 exists in this pattern and how much I have completed. The 310 is going to take me a while. I may actually have to invest in a cone, which I have no problem with. I've been needing to do that anyway. But yes. And that was my that was my stitching for this past 2 weeks. I don't have any haul. No haul, no shopping, no anything, no finishes, nothing like that. So that's all of the stitching stuff. I know, it's like, it's almost nothing. But at the same time, I've had so much life stuff going on, and a lot of it's been actually really good. So if you want to stick around and hear about that, that'd be amazing. If all you were here for is a stitchy, well then, have fun with your really short video. I hope to see you next time. As far as life stuff goes, I have started going back to my roots. I'm a farm kid. I really am. And I've started going back to my roots. I was super excited because for Christmas I got a ball blue book, and I was like jumping around and excited holding this stupid book. When the results of the election came in, I started looking up what does best in container gardens in this climate and in this zone, because my personal opinion here, and this is as political as I'm going to get, my personal opinion here is that it was not necessarily a good thing for most of the people I know. That's as far as I'm getting. But I started looking up a bunch of the stuff about gardening, and I started my seeds in with the little pucks. And they have all sprouted. All the ones that are going to sprout have sprouted. So it's to the point where I've started getting larger containers, and the seedlings are getting put in larger containers here in a few weeks once the cold passes, because it is actually getting cold. It's not quite freezing, not quite getting to freezing here, but it is getting cold. So when the cold passes, the containers will go outside, so another about 3 weeks or so. And I've got beans, peas, cucumbers, bell peppers, tomatoes. I started some dill growing. Evidently rhubarb will grow in Florida, which I thought was weird, but I got some rhubarb because it's supposed to be able to survive here. And some garlic. So I've got a few things. And I'm going to be able to get those outside. They're actually doing really well, which is, I'm happy. I like playing in the dirt as a farm kid. Go back to your roots, start preserving, start growing things, play in the dirt, get some critters. I can't have any critters. I live in an apartment. If I could, I'd have some chickens, you know. So that's been going on. Last weekend, the Highland Games were here in town, and because I also do reenactment stuff, specifically historical reenactment, I was invited to go out as part of a group at the Highland Games. And we had an encampment set up there, and I think about 10 people actually stayed in the tents, but because I'm so local, I came home. It was cold and rainy, and I wasn't going to sleep out there. I have the option to come home. But I was out there, and I ran the camp kitchen. It was a basic reenactment of what would have been a military encampment from the English Civil War. Our group was fighting for Charles II. Because, you know, hindsight being what it is, we can look back now and see what happened. We would not have been able to look forward and see what happened. We had beef stew because I had the good fortune of finding a cow in a farm, and it was amazing how this cow managed to get herself locked in a stall in a barn on this farm that had been abandoned after the army went through. You see. And then she broke her leg, and, you know, we can't let them go to waste. So we had beef stew and picked some mushrooms, and we found a garden that had some radishes, and, you know, just threw together a stew and cooked over a fire. And I explained to people what camp life would have been like for women. And then we had a bunch of guys with the pikes and swords and things of that nature, and people were all wandering around. So that was a lot of fun. I went on Saturday, and then because there wasn't enough seating in the encampment, I was on my feet all day, and I am disabled, so it knocked me out of everything, and I was pretty much unable to move Sunday and Monday. Back on my feet again Tuesday, up and running, back to getting things together. The apartment is still a hot mess because I haven't gotten all of the encampment stuff put up. Working on that. Yesterday I went and got a haircut. Had about 2 inches cut off. It's still waist length. So I was still able to do all the stuff, the hairdos and stuff for the reenactment. Throw it up in a hot mess bun. Also, I just use hairpins. I do not use anything but hairpins. So, like, yeah. Hot mess. Hot mess. I obviously did get some of the reorganization done up here. So there's been a lot of work, a lot of things going on around the house that are around the apartment that have just been really positive direction. I have a couple more job interviews actually lined up and ready to go. It's kind of discouraging to keep hearing back from people that you interview really well, and it was a tough decision, but this person had more experience, and that's why they got the job. But I got to keep going anyway. It's what's happening, and that's my life. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for coming in. Keep yourself up. Keep yourself up. We've got this. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving. As long as we're making beautiful things, the world is going to keep being a better place, because you got to keep the beauty going in the world. So, we got this. Thank you so much again. I love you all and hope to see you next time. Bye.